Hi everyone, I'm Shelly and you're watching There's No Place Like Home. Today's video is actually going to be a little different than the normal setup. I had originally planned on speaking about the different things that we learned while we were unschooling, which we are not doing anymore, but which we do incorporate a lot into our homeschool routine now. Much of my homeschooling philosophy actually comes from our time that we spent unschooling. Now, before I even get started into the next part of the video, I just wanted to describe to you what unschooling is. Unschooling is a form of homeschooling in which you behave as if school didn't even exist at all. So you don't have sit-down lessons, you don't have lesson plans, you just continue on as if it were summer vacation or as if it were the weekend, and you trust in the fact that your children can and will learn on their own. If you want some more descriptive videos about what unschooling is, I will leave my unschooling playlist in the description box. But for now, what I'm actually going to do, instead of just talking to you about it, is I found an old blog post that I had written about 4 years ago. Yes, I have a blog too. I don't really write on it anymore. I just kind of leave my videos there. But yeah, for a few years, I wrote hundreds of posts, mainly about homeschooling. And I found a post that I actually called 5 Reasons Why Everyone Should Give Unschooling a Try. And that post really embodied everything that I wanted to say to you. So what I actually did was I just read it and I set it to some photos that I gathered of my kids homeschooling. And in fact, you might look at these pictures and you might think, well, it doesn't even look like they're homeschooling in these photos. Well, that's the entire idea of unschooling, is that it doesn't look anything at all like school. So the neat thing is that the very beginning photos are actually, I pulled them right from the blog post because it was from some of my kids 4 years ago. And then the rest of the photos are photos from today. So kind of like a 4-year lapse in there. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoy it because this is honestly one of my favorite posts that I wrote. While on this now 12-year journey that we call homeschooling, we've been all over the method spectrum. We started out strictly and mindlessly replicating school at home with disastrous results. After learning from my mistakes, we moved on to unit studies, which were so much more pleasant for us. More time passed, and after spending quite a bit of time reading some life-changing books, I decided to take a leap of faith and try out unschooling for a while. And that's what prompted this post. Although unschooling didn't fit our needs as a family, I learned more from that time than I could have learned from any book. In fact, my homeschool philosophy focusing on utter simplicity and learning was derived from our experiences during that time. It is my firm belief that every homeschooling family should consider these 5 reasons why everyone should give unschooling a try. 1. It opens your eyes to seeing learning everywhere. In our culture, school is considered as normal as the sun rising. No matter how faulty the system is, most people tend to overlook that fact because this is the way it's, quote, always been done. Our time spent not following a curriculum allowed us to rid ourselves of this potentially disabling mindset. Learning can and does happen everywhere. It happens when your kids are in the yard digging for worms. It happens when they're jumping on the trampoline at a friend's house. It even happens while they're watching TV. I'm serious. The other day, my kids knew the name of some weird fish because they saw it on a cartoon. Keep an open mind. You'll be pleasantly surprised at what you see. 2. It gives children and parents time to deschool. Deschooling is usually mentioned in reference to kids being withdrawn from school in order to be homeschooled, but a period of deschooling can be refreshing for any family. Whether you're feeling burned out, the curriculum isn't working, or you simply need to change things up for a bit, deschooling can be a great way to sit back, relax, and just let your kids be kids. The most exciting time to witness learning is when you weren't looking for it in the first place. 3. It allows children time to find out what they're interested in. While homeschooled children have much more time to explore their interests than those in school, all too often even we homeschoolers get swept up in the "my kids have to do it all" frame of mind. I don't think it's something that happens consciously, it's just our reaction to the fast-paced world we live in. Those activities and extracurriculars may look great on your child's college applications, but are they really worth it if they come at the expense of your son or daughter having some precious free time? I don't know how many times I've asked kids what they're interested in, only for them to reply that they didn't know. How sad is that? Unschooling, even for a little while, provides an excellent opportunity for your children to get to know themselves a little better. I think even we adults could benefit from doing this for ourselves from time to time. 4. It encourages self-directed learning. Kids who are repeatedly told over and over again what they need to learn often become kids who can't occupy themselves or figure things out on their own without step-by-step directions. Unschooling allows children to be the little scientists that they are. It enables them to use their innate curiosity to find out how things work, why things work, and how to go about creating something of their own. No curriculum can compare with the critical thinking skills that arise from self-directed learning. 5. It makes parents aware of how much kids do learn on their own. So many times. Frantic homeschooling parents have come to me for advice, thinking that they failed their kids, when if they just took a step back, gave their kids some room, and observed them, they'd see that their kids are learning in ways they never thought of before. To be honest, I think learning that comes from textbooks is the least effective learning method there is. Unschooling can be such a confidence booster because it allows parents the chance to see their kids in action. Watching your children do what kids do best, explore, can be a huge relief to parents who are unsure of their ability to properly homeschool their kids. They are learning every day, all the time. Here are some final thoughts. Unschooling isn't the right choice for every family. In our case, the lack of structure caused a bit of chaos for a family our size, but the benefits of trying it far outweigh any of the problems we may have been up against in the midst of it. So, am I urging everyone to unschool? Yes and no. I'm certainly not suggesting that anyone drop their homeschooling style if it's working for them. What I am suggesting is that there is enough to be learned from the process that it's certainly worth trying it for a bit, even if it's only for a few weeks. And this is especially a good idea for those of you who may be suffering from some burnout, need a change of scenery, are struggling with leaving behind a schoolish way of thinking, or whose curriculum just isn't cutting it. Kids are awesome. They are amazing. And a child left to discover is a force to be reckoned with. That's all that I have for you today. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one either here or over on Instagram. And if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, I will leave a link in the description box for that as well. And I hope you have a great day.